Hello and welcome to Instrumental Fragrance, channel dedicated to fragrances, music, and style. Today we're going to be reviewing Dior Homme Intense by Dior Parfum. Now, Dior Homme Intense is, in my opinion, one of the pivotal fragrances when it comes to iris being one of the most important notes in the fragrance. I think this gave birth to whole lines of fragrances, such as like the Gentleman Givenchy fragrances like the EDP and the EDP Reserve. The Privé Reserve has a lot of iris in it as well. So I think fragrances like that would have never existed if it wasn't for success of like Dior Homme Intense. Now, this fragrance is a François Damascier fragrance, and it features top notes of lavender, middle notes of iris, ambrette, and pear. Now that makes it very unique. That pear is kind of giving a fruitiness similar to apple, and you also get a base of Virginia cedar and vetiver. But the real story of this fragrance is going to be all about that iris. Before I go in more depth of the fragrance, talk about the longevity, what you can expect from the fragrance from the opening to the end, please do me a huge favor and like, subscribe, and share this video, as well as hit that bell icon so that way you're reminded anytime I post any fragrance content. Now, with this fragrance, the star of the show is going to be the iris. But you do have the name of the house, the name of the fragrance here, and then the Christian Dior label there. And on the bottom, you can't really see it, is like your ingredients and your batch number. Now, I did get a tester bottle, so my box is just this little white generic box. It does have Dior Homme Intense on the bottom is what it says, but that's all it really has. I got this from FragranceNet, and it was a long time ago. I think this was well over 2 years now since I had this one. This fragrance I did get, I think, for around $85 to $90. So for that price, it seemed like a no-brainer at the time for me. Overall though, I think this fragrance is worth a lot more. I think overall the richness of this fragrance is just beautiful. As you can see, just a great atomizer here. Just spraying it to be reminded of the fragrance. Ooh. Now right off the bat, you get a beautiful lavender on the top. The top lavender mixes with the iris to give you a very nice makeup-y lipstick type of smell. If you're familiar with Dior's lipstick, different makeups that they have, there's a smell from the Dior store, or from if you go to your local Sephora and you smell the lipstick, and that is kind of coming from this fragrance. You definitely get that lipsticky iris smell. And this is kind of one of those fragrances that made that famous. It was one of the very first fragrances to kind of play with that lipsticky iris for men. It is sweet. The iris is very almost vanillic, and I think that's from the ambrette as well. Ambrette gives a muskiness to the fragrance, but it's a soft, mellow muskiness that I really enjoy. Not too much vetiver in here, just enough to clean it up a little bit. This has wonderful longevity. I get 8 to 10 hours all the time with this fragrance, and I think this can be worn as a signature scent, but I do think it leans more towards date night, going out, winter, spring, and fall. So I think it's a little bit too rich to wear in really hot, dense summer. But wear what you want, enjoy what you want, try things at different times. I always experiment and try things at different times. As a reviewer, I try all different fragrances at all different times of the year. And so I've worn this in the dead of summer. I've worn this when it's freezing and negative degrees out. And it's held up well during all of the weather that I've been in. But I recommend it for cooler weather, such as the fall and the spring is where this is really the best. And it just kind of dries down into a smooth, musky, woody base with a little teeny bit of vetiver in there. And I definitely do get more vetiver in the air, but it's kind of just like a clean vetiver. So it's very this would be very office safe overall, as well as something that you could wear date night. So you could really kind of rock this year round if you're into that iris and that's kind of what you want to be remembered by. Overall, I'm going to have to give this a 9.5 out of 10, as it is one of the best designer fragrances ever made in my book. And iris, though, is the main note. I think this is really just iris and ambrette being the main things here. So if you're not familiar with either of these notes, this is a great fragrance to get familiar with. Definitely try it before you buy it. Get a sample if you can. There's lots of great websites to get samples of fragrances of all different kinds. This one I would recommend getting a bigger sample, trying it a few times, so that way you can kind of know if it's your style or not. But if you don't like iris and you know you don't like the lipsticky style iris, then Dior Homme Intense is a terrible fragrance for you. But if you like iris and you like that style, then this is going to be a wonderful fragrance for you. For me, the value of this fragrance is very high. I think that you could get this, I think right now on sale for Black Friday from Max Aroma for $120 with a full presentation, and I think that's a wonderful buy at that price. I think all the way up to $160 to $180 would be a good price to be able to get this, but I think you want to try to get it lower, around the 120s right now is what it's going for on discounters. So I'd try to get 120 or 130. If you can find a tester like I did for like 90 bucks, go ahead and do that. No need for the box. I mean, it's just a standard Dior box, unless you're an absolute fanatic to owning every single box. Testers can be a good way to save money overall, especially if you buy from a reliable source like FragranceNet, Max Aroma, Fragrance X, and there's many other legit perfume discounters or wholesalers out there. With the sillage on this fragrance, I do get mild to moderate, so I think it could be worn around lots of people and worn around every day. So for $120 on sale at Max Aroma, I'm going to leave it down in the comments, down in the link below. If you've smelt this in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you've tried this, if you enjoy lipstick iris, if you enjoy iris fragrances, what your favorite designer fragrance of all time is. If that's something that you're interested in, as far as me trying different fragrances, definitely let me know as well. I'd love to get my nose on something if it is something that I haven't tried. And if it's something I haven't reviewed and I have, I would love to review it as well. So let me know down in the comments below. And as always, I hope you're staying safe out there, having a wonderful day, and getting ready for the holiday season. Thank you so much for watching Instrumental Fragrance. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means the world. And I hope you have a wonderful day until the next video. Peace.
If you want a lover